before sunrise, soft against the glass. I lay there just a moment, letting all the stillness pass. Then padded to the kitchen and put the coffee on, and stood there in the quiet while the dark was almost gone. The curtain held the gray light in that particular way that only happens early on a rainy morning day. And the coffee slowly filled the whole room with its scent, and I thought, this is the best part of the day before it's spent. Something in the coffee steam rising soft and slow says today will be a gentle one, says take it soft and low. Morning steeped in coffee, rain against the pane. Everything is quiet, everything is tame. Curtain soft and breathing, cup warm in my hand. This is all the morning I could ever understand. Coffee morning, this is how the slow days start. I took the cup to the window and watched the garden wake. Every leaf was heavy with the rain it had to take. A sparrow on the fence post looked unbothered and serene, the most composed small creature in the whole wet morning scene. The coffee tasted different in the rain light by the glass, richer, somehow warmer, like the good things always pass through you a little deeper when the world is soft and gray, and the rain keeps gently asking, will you stay, will you stay? And I think I'll stay a little here beside the pane, with the coffee and the curtain and the soft and steady rain. Morning steeped in coffee, rain against the pane. Everything is quiet, everything is tame. Curtain soft and breathing, cup warm in my hand. This is all the morning I could ever understand. Coffee morning, this is how the slow days start. By the time the cup was empty, the rain had softened too, and the gray light through the curtain had turned to something new. Not quite sun, not quite cloudy, that in between of spring, when the whole world smells of coffee and of every hopeful thing. So I made another cup and pulled the curtain wide, and let the soft wet morning all the way inside. And I thought, I'll remember this one long after the rain has cleared. A morning steeped in coffee and in everything I feared, becoming something gentle, something I could hold. The rain, the cup, the curtain, and the morning turning gold. So I'll keep this kind of morning somewhere close and warm, for the days that come in harder, for the days that lose their form. Morning steeped in coffee, rain against the pane. Everything is quiet, everything is tame. Curtain soft and breathing, cup warm in my hand. This is all the morning I could like the best parts always hold.
Came out to the meadow with nothing but my time. Lay down in the soft grass and looked up at the sky. The clouds were doing something I could watch for hours on end. Each one slowly changing, each one around a bend. One looked like a rabbit, one looked like a hill. One just kept on growing, soft and slow and still. The afternoon stayed golden, the lemonade stayed cold, and the clouds kept being beautiful the way they always do. Something in the open sky is telling me to slow, that the best things happen quietly when you let yourself just go. Fluffy clouds drifting free, afternoon just for me, grass below, sky above, nothing else. Nothing but fluffy clouds, fluffy clouds, this is where the good things are. I pointed at the biggest one and gave it a name. It didn't seem to mind much, it just drifted all the same. Past the edge of everything I could see from where I lay. And I watched until it vanished, then I found another anyway. The lemonade was sweeter in the middle of the field, and the sky felt so much wider than a sky indoors can feel. And I thought about how often I forget to look up here at the fluffy clouds just floating through this golden atmosphere. And they don't ask for anything, they just go where they go. And I think that's the whole lesson of the afternoon below. Fluffy clouds drifting free, afternoon just for me, grass below, sky above, nothing else, nothing but fluffy clouds, fluffy clouds, this is where the good things are. By the time the clouds had shifted and the light had moved along, I had named about a dozen and forgotten everyone. But the feeling stayed behind them, soft and round and free. Something like the clouds themselves just drifting inside me. So I packed up nothing, 'cause I brought nothing along. Just walked back through the meadow humming some half-remembered song. And I looked up one more time at the wide and open blue, and the fluffy clouds were waving the way fluffy clouds just do. And I'll come back to this meadow when the heavy days come round, just to look up at the fluffy clouds and let myself be found. Fluffy clouds drifting free, afternoon just for me, grass below, sky above, nothing else, nothing but fluffy clouds. Fluffy clouds, stay a little longer. Fluffy clouds, this is place where the good things are. Always are. Always are. The sky is still so wide up there, even after I've gone. And somewhere those fluffy clouds are still drifting on and on. Fluffy clouds. A sliver of sun through the curtains sing. Both hands wrapped around a cooling cup. No plans written on this afternoon. Turns out these are the days I love the most. A stray cat blinks at me from the curb. A song comes on at exactly the right second. Grocery bag swinging from my wrist. I laugh out loud at absolutely nothing. It doesn't have to be a grand kind of happy, just the wind that tangles up my hair, just the feeling that I'm here, that's enough. Oh, nothing much happened today, so why do I feel this way? The window glass shows my face back, and honestly it's not so bad. Little things keep adding up into a day, into a life. And if this is what living looks like, then I think I'm doing fine. A convenience store snack on the walk home. The blanket waiting where I left it. Nothing remarkable, not even close. But maybe this is what I'll remember most. When I look back someday, I think the brightest days were ones exactly like today. Quiet, small, and mine. Nothing much happened today, so why do I feel this way? The window glass shows my face back, and honestly it's not so bad. Little things keep adding up into a day, into a life. And if this is what living looks like, then I think I'm doing fine. Nothing much, and that's okay. Today was more than enough. Just being here was enough. Just being here
at the glass, the strangest looking back, faded outlines in the gray and the black. I've been wearing masks just to fit the frame, lost in the echoes, forgot my own name. Layers of the pain, hiding all the scars, trying to reach out for the distant stars, but the truth is waiting in the silent night, tracing my soul in the dim blue light. This is my self-portrait, every crack and every line. Doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it is mine. Shades of the lonely, colors of the pride. I'm embracing the ghost that's living inside. Shattered reflections on the cold marble floor. I don't wanna hide behind the shadows anymore. Polish for the crowd, but hollow in the chest. Now I'm putting all the fake smiles to rest. Blurred lines of the past, visions of the new, finding the essence, the raw and the true. Dripping like rain on a charcoal sky, watching the old me saying goodbye. This is my self-portrait, every crack and every line. Doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it is mine. Shades of the lonely, colors of the pride. I'm embracing the ghost that's living inside. No more hiding in a gallery of lies. I see the fire burning in my eyes. Yeah, I'm the artist and the art. This is my self-portrait, wrong, beautifully flawed, a masterpiece of survival. Let the world be odd, from the deepest dark to the morning gold. This is the story that needs to be told. The face in the mirror is finally mine. Self-portrait.
A bird on the wire outside my window, singing like it hasn't got a care. The breeze came through and bent the telephone line, and I swear it almost said your name, like a signal that keeps almost connecting. Somewhere between your side and mine, all the things I never quite said out loud turned to static on the line. Doesn't have to come in clear. I kinda like the fuzzy edges. That's where you always sounded days on a wire, you were always just barely there. Not quite gone, not quite close enough to hold. But if I leaned in and listened, something always came through. Faint and familiar, drifting in like you do. A bird on the wire, still singing. The breeze still bending the line.
The tea went cold beside me. Somewhere after 5, I've been sitting at this window, watching daylight say goodbye. The book is open on my lap, to a page I can't recall, and the evening keeps on coming soft and golden down the hall. Open pages, fading light, cold tea, and almost night. Words I meant to read today, drifting quietly away. Open pages, some days end like this, and that's alright. The rooftops caught the last of it, that particular rose that only comes at ending and then quietly goes. I folded down the corner of the page I hadn't read, and I thought tomorrow morning I'll begin again instead. Open pages, fading light, cold tea, and almost night. Words I meant to read today, drifting quietly away. Open pages, some days end like this, and that's alright. Cold tea, amber glass, another day gone past. Open pages, hold them still. Tomorrow comes and always will. That's alright. That's alright. The window holds a little color, even after the sun has gone, and I sit there in the in-between of the day that's done.
the window open wide when the first cloud came around. Now the rain is soft and sideways, and it barely makes a sad day. The lemonade is on the sill, getting slowly watered down, and I find I do not mind it. I find I like the sound. The curtain moves a little in the cool and rainy air. I have nowhere I am going, and I'm glad that I am there. The grass outside is greener than it was in the hour before, and the rain keeps gently asking, do you need anything more? No, I don't think I need anything. No, I think I have you all. Just the open window breeze and the soft and steady fall. Open window, let it in. Rainy afternoon begin. Clouds above, grass below. Nowhere I have to go. Open window, open wide. Bring the outside inside. Open window. Open window. Watch the raindrop on the pane. Choose the slow way to the sill. Took a left and took a right, then seemed to just go still. I kept waiting for it to move, but it just stayed right there. So I looked out at the meadow and the soft, gray, gentle air. Someone's washing on the line, getting wetter by the hour. There's a satisfaction in that I cannot quite empower. Just the ordinary happening the way it always does, and the rain on all of it, and the window open because this is the whole thing, because this is the day. A rainy afternoon in spring is all I wanna say. Open window, let it in. Rainy afternoon begin. Clouds above, grass below. Nowhere I have to go. Open window, open wide. Bring the outside in beside. Open window. Open window. Rain on grass, rain on glass. Cool air through the open pass. I am here, soft and still. This is everything it always will. Open window. Open wide. By the time the rain had eased, the grass was deep and bright, and everything was washed and simple in the watery afternoon light. I closed the window halfway, left a gap for the cool, and the last few drops came through it, and I thought that was beautiful. So I sat there in the in-between of rain and clearing sky, watching puddles on the pavement, watching clouds go slowly by. And I thought about how often the best things come this way, half open, half beginning, half an ordinary day. Open window, let it in. Rainy afternoon begin. Clouds above, grass below. Nowhere I have to go. scene. Open window. Open window. The book has been open on the same page since 8. I keep reading the same line and I think that's just great. The words go in like water and come out somewhere else, and I find I do not mind it, just the page and just myself. The tea is warm beside me in the cup with the chip. I keep meaning to replace it, but I never seem to get around to all the small things that the morning holds in store. So I leave the cup exactly where it's always been before. Birdsong through the window, final turning low, final turning low. Morning light on paper pages, soft and cold and slow. Paper pages, morning light, cup of something warm and right. Words I've read 100 times, bird song in between the lines. Paper pages, this is how a good day starts. A sparrow on the fence post is singing very clear. I wonder what it's saying, but I'm glad that I can hear. I put my finger on the page to mark the line I lost and looked out at the morning, counting up the cost of nothing much at all, just the time and just the light. The vinyl in the background making everything feel right. The crackle between phrases like a gentle clearing throat, reminding me to slow down and to savor every note. Pages turning slowly, birdsong carrying through. Vinyl warm and crackly, morning gold and new. Paper pages, morning light, cup of something warm and right. Words I've read 100 times, birdsong in between the lines. Paper pages, this is how a good day starts. Final crackle, birdsong clear, cup growing cold, and I am here. Paper pages, open wide, morning coming soft inside. Just this, just this, just this. By the time I'd read the chapter, the light had moved along from the left side of the bookshelf to the window where it belongs. The vinyl needed turning and the tea needed a top, and the sparrow had gone quiet, but another hadn't stopped. So I put the kettle on, turned the record around, and came back to the window and the page and the sound of morning doing morning, the way it always will. Paper pages, vinyl crackle, bird song in the still. Paper pages, morning light, cup
and I folded down the corner of the page to mark the night.
Woke up slow this morning, let the bird song do the work. Pull the curtain just a little, let the light come through the murk. Made the tea without the radio, just the kettle and the birds. And I found I didn't need much else besides those quiet words. The garden looked like something I've been meaning to go back to again. An ordinary beautiful, the way it always has to be when you stop rushing past it long enough to see that the simple things are waiting all this time for me. Something in the morning bird song says you're gonna be alright. Something in the way the light comes says the hill is worth the climb. Simple hill, morning clear, bird song close and I am here. Curtain soft, light comes through, tea gone warm, day brand new. Simple hill, simple hill. This is the good begins. I've been making things too heavy, putting weight on open days, turning simple mornings over, looking for a better way. But the sparrow on the fence post isn't looking for a sign. It just sings because it's morning, and I think that's doing fine. So I put the cup down slowly and I looked out at the green, at the ordinary garden and the spaces in between, the leaves and all the bird song and the light and all the rest. And I thought that maybe simple is the thing I do the best. And the morning isn't asking for anything at all, just to meet it at the window, just to show up for the call. Simple hill, morning clear, bird song close and I am here. Curtain soft, light comes through, tea gone warm, day brand new. Simple hill, simple hill. This is where the good begins. Bird song near, light comes in, cup of tea, begin again. Simple hill, green and still, just enough, and always will be enough, be enough. Simple hill. Cup was empty, I had made a quiet plan. Nothing grand or complicated, just the kind of simple man makes on ordinary mornings when the bird song gets it right, just to meet the day with open hands and not hold on too tight. So I rinse the cup and set it on the sill beside the light, and I thank the morning quietly for getting something right. The sparrow was still singing on the same patch of the fence, and I thought I'd like to be that uncomplicated and content. So I'll take the simple hill today and not ask for the view, just the climbing and the bird song in the morning coming through. Simple hill, morning clear, bird song close and I am here. Curtain soft, light comes through, tea gone, warm day brand new. Simple hill, simple hill, stay a little longer. Simple hill, this is where the good begins, always begins. The morning doesn't ask for much, just showing up is fine. And the hill is just the hill, and the light is just the light. Simple hill, simple hill, simple hill, simple hill.
Made the tea before the sparrows had finished their first song. Stood there by the window, just letting them learn along. The lemon tree was glowing in the early garden light. Every leaf a little golden, every leaf exactly right. The curtain breathed beside me in the soft and open air, and I thought about the day ahead without a single care. Just the garden and the bird song and the teacup in my hand, and the feeling every morning was when things go as they intend. Something in the lemon garden says today will be just fine. Something in the morning bird song so that everything's in line. Lemon golden, morning new, bird song bright, coming into curtain moving soft and slow. Somewhere good, I'm going to go. Lemon garden, lemon garden. This is how the good days grow. Rabbit on the lemon branch was tilting its small head, looking at the garden like it hadn't looked before. Instead of knowing every corner, it was seeing it again. And I thought that's a good lesson for the ordinary when everything looks the same, but nothing really is. The lemon tree is slightly taller, and the morning light just a little to the left of where it fell just yesterday. And you'd miss it if you rushed it, so I stayed and let it stay. And the robin saw me watching, and it didn't fly away, just kept on looking at the garden like we both had cause to stay. Lemon garden, morning new, bird song bright, coming through, curtain moving soft and slow. Somewhere good, I'm going.
days grow. Lemon light, birdsong near, cup going warm and I am here. Garden breathing green and gold, morning telling me to hold on to this, on to this. Lemon garden, bright and still. By the time I drunk the last of it, the garden had woken up. Every bird with something to say, every leaf turned up to catch the morning fully, nothing holding back. And I stood there in the window, feeling glad I came back to this ordinary morning in this ordinary place. The lemon tree still golden and the light still on my face, and whatever comes to meet me in the hours still ahead, I'm starting from the garden in the morning. And instead of rushing into everything, I'm holding this one beat. Lemon garden morning bird song, ordinary and complete. Lemon garden morning new, bird song bright coming through, curtain moving soft and slow. Somewhere good I'm going to go. Lemon garden, stay a little longer. Lemon garden, this is how the good days grow. Always grow. The garden keeps on glowing even as I turn away. Some mornings leave a brightness that stays on through the day. Made the tea before the sparrows had finished their first song. Stood there by the window, just letting the morning along. The lemon tree was glowing in the early garden light, every leaf a little golden, every leaf exactly right. The curtain breathed beside me in the soft and open air, and I thought about the day ahead without a single care. Just the garden and the bird song and the teacup in my hand, and the feeling every morning brings when things go as they planned. Something in the lemon garden says today will be just fine. The alarm went off at 7. turned it off at 8. The light came through the curtain, and I let it come in late. A sparrow on the windowsill was singing something low. I lay there just to listen, and I let the morning go. The sheets are warm and wrinkled, the pillow keeps my face. The ceiling has a water stain, I've memorized its shape. The birds outside are busy doing what the morning does, and I am doing nothing, and it's everything because sleeping in. Let the light wait, no alarm, no early gate, bird song through the open blind. This is all I need to find, sleeping in. Sleeping in. I made the tea at 9:30 and let it sit too long. Went cold before I drank it, but it wasn't really wrong. The garden outside shimmered with the dew still on the green. A fat pigeon on the fence post looking thoughtful and serene. I read a page of nothing much, then put the book back down. Just watch the clouds go slowly without making any sound. The morning had no errands, and the morning had no plan. Just the light and just the kettle and the birds, and here I am, sleeping in. Let the light wait, no alarm, no early gate, bird song through the open blind. This is all I need to find, sleeping in. Sleeping in. Nowhere to be, no hurry at all. Just the curtain moving softly and the sparrow's morning call. Golden and unhurried, slow like honey in a jar. Sleeping in, already where you are. By 10 o'clock the light hit me across the bedroom floor. I watched it reach the bookshelf and the space behind the door. The tea thing still unwashed, the window still ajar, and me still in the middle of exactly where you are. Some mornings are for rushing, and some mornings are for this, for counting all the ordinary things you almost miss. The way the sparrow tilts its head, the way the curtain sways, the kind of slow and golden unremarkable of days, sleeping in. Let the light wait, no alarm, no early gate, bird song through the open blind. This is all I need to find, sleeping in. Sleeping, stay a little longer. Sleeping, the morning's almost afternoon now, and I still haven't moved. The birds have changed their tune a light has changed its mood. One spark